So what if I told you that the future of housing isn't just built, but actually grown? And I mean grown to its full usable height in just a handful of years. Today, we're going to dive into the incredible story of a very unique building material. We're going to follow it all the way from a living plant out in the forest to the beautiful polished floorboards under your feet.
You know, this quote right here, it just perfectly flips a common misconception on its head. For the longest time, a lot of people might have seen bamboo as, well, a lesser material. But what we're about to see is that modern engineering and just a deeper understanding of what this plant can do is proving it's one of the smartest, strongest, and most sustainable building materials on the entire planet. So, here's how we're going to break it all down. We'll start with why people are calling bamboo a miracle grass. Then we'll follow the harvest and treatment process. After that, we'll watch as the structure goes up, explore the beautiful finished home, and finally, we'll ask the big question. What could all this mean for a more sustainable future? All right, let's jump right into part one, the miracle grass. We're calling it nature's super material, and trust me, you're about to see why that is absolutely no exaggeration. Okay, so the very first thing you've got to wrap your head around is this. Bamboo is not a tree. It's technically a member of the grass family. And that one simple biological fact, well, it's the key to everything. See, being a grass is what allows it to grow and regenerate at a speed that is, frankly, almost hard to believe. And when I say fast, I mean fast. Just look at this number, 91 centimeters. That's almost 3 feet in a single 24-hour period. You could literally pull up a chair and watch this stuff grow. This is bamboo's first superpower. And that unbelievable speed translates directly into how quickly we can use it. A structural bamboo pole is ready for harvest in just 3 to 5 years. Now compare that to the decades, sometimes more than half a century, it takes for traditional timber to mature. The difference is just staggering. Okay, so it grows fast, we get it, but is it strong? Well, this is where it gets even more amazing. Because of its fibrous structure, bamboo has a tensile strength. That's its ability to resist being pulled apart. That is actually higher than many common alloys of steel. So it's not just fast, it is incredibly, incredibly robust. But of course, you can't just chop it down and start building with it. All that raw potential has to be harnessed and prepared properly. So let's move on and see how this amazing plant is carefully treated to become a material that can last for generations. You know, the process is this really cool mix of ancient wisdom and modern science. It all starts with selection, choosing mature poles, they're called culms, that are right at their peak strength. Then they're harvested skillfully in a way that lets the plant keep on thriving. After they're cured in the open air for a few weeks to dry out, they get treated. Usually it's with a simple, non-toxic boron solution. This step is absolutely vital. It's what protects the bamboo from insects and decay, turning what would be a perishable plant into a super durable, long-lasting building component. And now, with our materials perfectly prepared, the magic really begins. This is the part where the house starts to take its unique, incredible shape. Let's watch as the skeleton comes to life. You know, like any strong building, it all starts with a solid base. Typically, you'll have a concrete foundation that's poured with special footings designed to anchor the main bamboo poles. This lifts them just off the ground, which is key to protecting them from moisture. Next up, the main frame goes up, and this is where you see the real artistry of bamboo construction. I mean, instead of just banging in a bunch of nails, builders use these intricate joinery techniques. We're talking specialized cuts, bamboo pins, and bolts that use the material's natural shape and strength to create this incredibly strong, yet surprisingly flexible framework. Once that frame is totally secure, the walls get filled in. And there are so many beautiful ways to do this. You can have walls made from weaving split bamboo into these gorgeous panels. Or you can use a technique that mixes bamboo with natural plasters like clay or lime, creating really solid, well-insulated walls. And finally, the roof structure gets assembled, often arching just gracefully over the frame. The natural flexibility of bamboo is what allows for these beautiful flowing roof lines that you just can't really get with traditional timber. Topping it off completes the essential shelter, and the house really has its form. So we go from a construction site to a serene living space. What is it actually like to be inside one of these homes? Let's take a look at the finished product, where all that beauty, form, and function come together so seamlessly. I mean, the finished home is just incredible. There's this amazing natural aesthetic, a feeling that really connects the inside with the outside.
And the benefits go way beyond just looks. That same flexibility that makes for beautiful designs also makes these homes remarkably resistant to earthquakes. Plus, the hollow chambers inside the bamboo provide natural thermal insulation, and the material is so versatile it can be used for everything from those massive structural poles all the way down to elegant, smooth floorboards. So this is clearly more than just one cool house, right? It could be a blueprint for a completely new way of building. Let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. What could all this mean for creating a truly sustainable future? This simple chart right here, it puts it all into perspective. A bamboo supply for building renews itself in about 5 years. Your average softwood timber, that takes a generation, about 30 years. And materials like steel are, for all practical purposes, non-renewable. The advantage here is just crystal clear. And believe it or not, the story gets even better when we talk about carbon. Building with concrete and steel, as we know, produces massive emissions. Sustainable timber is roughly carbon neutral. But bamboo? Bamboo is actively carbon negative. As it's growing at that incredible speed, it's pulling huge amounts of CO2 out of the atmosphere and literally locking it into the structure of the home. So it's not just a sustainable material, it's a regenerative one. And so that leaves us with this final question. We've just seen a material that's stronger than steel, grows faster than almost anything on Earth, and can actually help heal the planet while giving us a roof over our heads. So if we can grow a house this remarkable in just 5 years, it really makes you wonder, what other brilliant nature-based solutions are we overlooking as we build our future?